What is it about the forest that is so enchanting and magical? What makes storytellers drawn to its majesty that it acts as the stage for so many of their tales? Why do fairies, elves, centaurs, and witches all make their homes in these lands? And what about the stories that go further, that give life, design, and form to the very essence of the forest itself? This is where my inspiration lives. A being of ultimate neutrality, the balance of life and death, and the protector of wonder amongst the trees. The forest spirit. It is always the illustration of trees, water, and rocks that pulls me into fairy tales. I guess it's because I find nature full of inspiration and fantasy all on its own. And it's why I wanted to bring my forest spirit to life for you guys. Hi guys! Alright, so to get our forest spirit going, I pinned my hair away from my ears and applied some prosthetic elf ears with skin adhesive. Once they're secured and relatively symmetrical, I took some HD powder and went over any exposed adhesive to take away tackiness. From there, I just covered my brows with a regular glue stick and a spatula just to help them lay flat. With the cream yellow in the corrector palette, I knocked down the color of my brows a bit, and then used the white jumbo pencil to brighten my eye area. I also used the white foundation mixer directly on a brush and applied that over my face to give a better base for the colors on top. Then, jumping into the colorful complexion of our forest spirit, I took the hot yellow primal shadow and started filling in all the high points of my face, almost making the yellow act as a highlighter. To build up the more vibrant colors around the face, I built up from light to dark. I used the blush in Coraline to start the soft transitions, and then moved on to the two ombre blushes that have vibrant oranges, pinks, and purples to deepen the contour and shapes of my face. I tried to keep the pinks and purples to the outside of my face, almost like a bronzer, which helped transition better into my ears. For the ears themselves, I used a combination of the red shadow stick and Wicked Lippies in rose, lavender, and zen orchid to color and define the shapes. Cream products work much better on latex, so these are easier to blend and get pigment from than a powder would be. I focused my dark colors in the hollows of the ear just to help it look a little bit more three-dimensional. I repeated those steps for my other ear and then moved back to the eyes, starting with a white prismatic shadow for the inner corners and then using the lime green shadow stick, I created a rounded shape above my crease and eyebrows. On the eyelid, I went in with an orange shadow first along the outside and blended it into yellow. I then went back to the outer corners with a red to deepen the color. On the outside of the curve, I used a green, blue, and purple shadow to blend the lime green down to a darker shade at the very corner of my eye. The purple I pulled underneath to balance the warm colors on top, and then used the blue to define a stronger cut crease for the shape. I used a matte black eyeshadow right on the very outer edges to give a final pop to the colors and create a stronger contrast to the white and glitter that comes after. With the sapphire blue liquid liner, I quickly went along my upper lash line and created a thick shape. And then with the white jumbo pencil, I filled in my bottom waterline and went over the bottom lashes with the mint mascara. Now, because you know I couldn't resist this holographic glitter, I used the glitter primer to add it to the inner corners of my eyes and act as a strong highlight to help that area stand out. I used a tissue to prevent getting glitter everywhere, but if that happens, I just embrace my fairy side and go with it. For the upper lashes, I stacked 2 pairs on top of each other to get more volume, and then for the bottom lashes, I trimmed down a pair of anime-esque lashes to help the mint pop out. The lips are a simple ombre from pink to lavender and then a slightly deeper purple in the center. Moving on to the neck and chest area, I of course have to repeat my complexion routine of yellow into vibrant orange and pink skin tone. I kept most of the strong colors to the outside and then used some of the pink and purple to define the contours of my collarbone a bit more. I wanted to create a torque necklace for my creature, probably just because I tend to associate torques with like fae royalty, mostly as a result of the books I've read. I used the cottage cheese jumbo pencil to map out where my vines would sit and how they would overlap. This helped me correct and readjust where needed to get it as symmetrical as possible. Then, using the brown side of the ombre lip duo in Cookies and Cream, I started drawing out the knotted and twisted vines following my guide. I used the brown from the Corrector Concealer palette to fill in my vine shapes and give a good base color. With the darkest brown from the Contour and Highlight palette, I started shading where the vines overlapped themselves and where shadows would naturally form. To get a little more definition so the vines would stand out better at a distance, I did go in with a small detail brush and a black face paint to darken the twists. I constantly used the brown shadow to blend out the black if the line was too thick, and also so the shadow stayed soft and not too harsh. I followed that with a white face paint as well to really highlight the areas where light would hit. I again immediately blended out the white with a brush after laying it down so it wouldn't just be a stark line on the vines. And if you apply too much here, you can always touch up afterwards with a cream brown in the shadow again. To create a few extra swirly vines coming off the neck piece, I used the brown lip duo again and just touched up with a brown face paint. I made the few leaves I wanted hanging down with the green and yellow shadow sticks, using the green as a base and the yellow on the inside to brighten the middle section, and then I shaded them with the 2 green wicked lippies along the outside. I did use a bit more of the brown face paint here, watered down, just to create the veins that appear inside the leaves. To give the leaves a shadow on the skin, I used the matte black eyeshadow and the brown to define the area around them and blend out. I did some last minute touch-ups on the vines with the black, especially in the areas where they cross to give that illusion of depth. With all that complete, I finished up the makeup with some white detailing to really pop off the skin. I carried this white all around the eye areas and onto the neck and ears as well, just to tie everything together. I finished up with some little vines along my cheekbones, and then it was time to complete the look with the wig, the contacts, my shoulder pieces, and the antlers. Usually you would want to put your contacts in before all of your makeup, but these do restrict vision, so they have to go in last. I use a Q-tip to gently open my eye, place the lens, and then look down till the contact is in place. Of course, I have some DIYs coming your way for the antlers, shoulder pieces, and chains that hang off them, but that is it for my forest spirit. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. This video is for the first challenge of the NYX Face Awards. The world of fairy tales and fantasy is everything that captivates me in the makeup world, so I was so excited to make this for you. If I have earned your votes, please help me get to the next round and make it into the top 20. You can vote 3 times a day per person per email address from May 20th to 27th at NYXFaceAwards.com. I will be sure to have the link down below and on all my other social media sites. I would love for us to move forward and see what other challenges lie ahead. Your support always means everything to me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Team Dream, and I will see you next video.